Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to speak to you about a truth that has the power to transform the direction of your entire life. A truth many people underestimate, many ignore, and many never fully understand. And that truth is this: your mind is the starting point of every success you will ever create. Every achievement, every breakthrough, every moment of progress begins first as a thought, then as a belief, and finally as an action. Nothing great has ever been built from the outside in. Everything is built from the inside out. Your outer world is a reflection of your inner state. And if you want to change what you see around you, you must first change what you allow within you. Success is not about talent. It is not about luck. It is not about the family you were born into, the country you live in, or the opportunities you were given. Success is about your decision to take control of your own mind, your decision to protect your thoughts, discipline your habits, and shape the person you are becoming. Because you are never truly stuck, you are only stuck in the thoughts you keep repeating. Change those thoughts and you change your life. Today I will show you how to think, act, and live like someone who is destined for greatness. Every person has two versions of themselves: the version shaped by fear and the version shaped by faith, the version shaped by doubt and the version shaped by a burning desire, the version shaped by past failures and the version shaped by future possibilities. The question is not whether greatness exists within you. It does. The question is, which version of you are you feeding every day? Are you feeding the part of you that hesitates, that overthinks, that waits for permission, that fears judgment, that shrinks itself to stay comfortable? Or are you feeding the part of you that dares to act, dares to believe, dares to fail, and dares to grow? You see, the mind operates on a simple rule: whatever you feed it, it multiplies. If you feed it worry, you get more worry. If you feed it excuses, you get more excuses. But if you feed it courage, even small courage, your courage grows. If you feed it discipline, even small discipline, your discipline grows. The mind is a garden, and every day you are planting seeds. Some days you plant seeds of progress, other days seeds of procrastination. But life will always give you the harvest of the seeds you plant, not the seeds you intended to plant. And that is why daily discipline is non-negotiable. Now let me tell you something most people never hear. Success is not built through motivation. Motivation is a spark, a moment of emotion, a temporary flame. Success is built through habits, simple, repeatable, sometimes boring habits that you perform every single day, whether you feel like it or not. Winners are not winners because they are inspired. Winners are winners because they are consistent. They wake up when they said they would. They train when nobody is watching. They study when the room is quiet. They act when others are waiting. They push forward when others hesitate. Your habits shape your identity, and your identity shapes your destiny. If you want a new life, you cannot pray for it while living with old habits. You cannot dream of greatness while acting like someone who accepts average. You cannot speak of change while repeating the same routines that hold you back. You must act in alignment with the person you want to become, not the person you've been. Every small daily action is a vote for your future self. So ask yourself, are you voting for the future you want or for the comfort you're addicted to? Let's talk about fear, because fear is the silent thief of potential. Fear convinces you to delay. Fear convinces you to avoid. Fear convinces you to wait for the right moment, but the right moment does not exist. There is no perfect day, no perfect opportunity, no perfect timing. There is only now. Fear will always tell you that something is missing, that you need more money, more confidence, more experience, more time. But fear is lying to you. You do not need a better circumstance. You need a better decision. Understand this. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is the decision that something matters more than fear. Every successful person you admire felt fear. They simply didn't let fear become their master. They learned to walk with it. They learned to act despite it. And you must do the same. Fear loses power the moment you move forward anyway. Fear shrinks when you take action. Fear dissolves when your purpose becomes stronger than your doubt. Now let's speak about the company you keep, because your environment is more powerful than your motivation. You cannot rise while surrounded by people who pull you down. You cannot grow while surrounded by people who fear growth. You cannot chase your dreams while surrounded by people who gave up on theirs. The truth is simple. Your circle either expands your vision or limits it. It either inspires your mind or poisons it. It either pushes you forward or keeps you stuck. If you want to change your life, sometimes you must change your environment. Not out of arrogance, but out of self-respect. Protect your mind. Protect your goals. Protect your spirit. Surround yourself with people who push you to think bigger, act stronger, and believe deeper. Surround yourself with people who talk about ideas, solutions, growth, and potential, not gossip, problems, and excuses. The fastest way to level up is to upgrade who you learn from, who you listen to, and who you allow into your life. Let's talk about discipline, the foundation of every great achievement. Discipline is doing what needs to be done, even when you don't want to do it. Discipline is the bridge between your goals and your reality. And here is the beautiful truth: discipline is not a personality trait. It is a skill anyone can build. A skill you can start developing today with one simple commitment: do something difficult every day. It doesn't matter how small it is. Small challenges create big strength. When you choose discipline, you are teaching your mind that you are in control. Not your emotions, not your fears, not your laziness. And once your mind believes you are in charge, it opens doors you never imagined. Discipline turns average people into leaders. Discipline turns shy minds into confident ones. Discipline turns dreams into blueprints and blueprints into realities. When you master discipline, you master your destiny. Before we move any further, I want you to pause for a moment and truly understand the depth of what we've discussed. Because everything you desire, success, confidence, discipline, clarity, freedom, begins with one simple truth: you are the creator of your life. Not your background, not your circumstances, not your fears. You are the one who chooses your thoughts. You are the one who controls your habits. You are the one who decides what you tolerate and what you refuse to accept. And this is where greatness begins, with responsibility. Once you accept full responsibility for your life, you become unstoppable. Because responsibility gives you power. It means you no longer wait for luck, for approval, for the right moment, or for someone to save you. You stop blaming your past and start building your future. You stop arguing for your limitations and start fighting for your potential. The moment you say, "My life is my creation," everything shifts. Success is not given to the lucky. It is given to the disciplined. It is given to those who master their mornings, protect their minds, elevate their environment, challenge their fears, and refuse to quit. The world responds to those who take themselves seriously, and now you must choose to be one of them. Choose to rise above excuses. Choose to believe in your future more than your fears. Choose to act even when you don't feel ready, because readiness doesn't create success, action does. This is your turning point. If you want lasting success, you cannot rely on emotion. You cannot rely on motivation. You cannot rely on occasional bursts of action. You must rely on alignment, the daily alignment between who you want to become and what you choose to do. Every day you are shaping your identity piece by piece. Your actions whisper to your subconscious, "This is who we are becoming," and your subconscious listens. When you wake up early, you reinforce discipline. When you avoid distractions, you reinforce focus. When you challenge fear, you reinforce courage. When you work on your goals, even for 10 minutes, you reinforce commitment. These small actions are not small. They are instructions to your future. They are the bricks that build your destiny. People fail not because they lack potential, but because they lack alignment. Their dreams say yes, but their habits say not today. Their mouth speaks ambition, but their lifestyle speaks hesitation. Real success requires unity: mind, habits, actions, and environment in harmony. This is why your daily habits matter so deeply. Your habits are writing the story of your future long before your results appear. And when your actions align with the person you want to become, life begins to open doors you didn't even know existed. Alignment is powerful because it eliminates internal conflict. You no longer fight with yourself. You no longer negotiate with weakness. You no longer betray your own potential. Instead, you live each day as the person your dreams require you to be. Fear will always visit you on the path to success, but it does not have to control you. Fear is simply a signal that you are stepping into new territory. It means you are growing. It means you are stretching your limits. It means you are entering a version of life that your old self has never experienced. Instead of resisting fear, learn to interpret it correctly. Fear does not mean stop. Fear means pay attention. Fear means prepare. Fear means this matters. Every great person you admire felt fear. The difference is they moved anyway. They understood that courage is a muscle, and every time you act despite fear, that muscle grows stronger. Confidence is not built before action. Confidence is built through action. You must prove to yourself that you can handle discomfort. You must let your courage override your hesitation. When you do this consistently, fear loses its ability to paralyze you. Fear is loud in the beginning, but it becomes silent once you start moving. The longer you sit still, the louder it grows. But the moment you take the first step, the second becomes easier, and after 10 steps you wonder why you were afraid at all. The key is to never let fear make decisions for you. Let your purpose decide. Let your future decide. Let your standards decide. Fear is a suggestion, not a command. Your destiny is built by the voice you choose to obey. There comes a time in your journey when you must raise your standards so high that your old life can no longer follow you, and that time is now. The version of you who procrastinated, who doubted themselves, who played small, who settled, that version expires today. You cannot become extraordinary while living with ordinary standards. You cannot unlock greatness while tolerating excuses. You cannot evolve while staying loyal to old habits. Your standards determine your future, not your dreams, not your wishes, your standards. What you refuse to tolerate shapes your destiny faster than what you hope to achieve. When you decide you will no longer negotiate with laziness, no longer allow negative people into your life, no longer skip the habits that build your future, no longer stand in your own way, you become unrecognizable. People will look at you and say, "You've changed," and you will say, "I had to." To reach a better life, you must outgrow the version of you that tolerated a lesser one. Raise your standards, and your environment will adjust. Raise your standards, and your relationships will adjust. Raise your standards, and your results will adjust. When your standards rise, your life rises with them. Everything we discussed, your mindset, your habits, your discipline, your environment, your identity, your fears, comes down to one core truth. Your life changes when you change. When you change what you think, what you believe, what you say, what you tolerate, and what you do. Your reality has no choice but to transform. You are not a victim of circumstance. You are the architect of destiny. The mindsets we discussed are not theories, they are tools. Tools you must use daily. Tools that build the version of you that success requires. You already have the potential. You already have the desire. You already have the vision. Now you must add consistency, courage, and discipline. Your dreams are calling you to rise. The world is waiting for your next move. Your future is waiting for your action. Do not let today pass without taking one step, one small brave step toward the life you want. Success is a daily commitment, not a one-time decision. And today you choose to commit. Today you choose to rise. Today you choose to begin. Your new life starts now.